Good morning. My name is Angelique, and it's my pleasure to lead you in what I call my triangle series. It's triangle pose was one of my more challenging poses, so when I was able to actually get it, I decided to create my series around it. And it's actually, I do it all the time, but I always, mix it up and everything. I never really do the same thing twice. I always, I want to keep things interesting. So I created this practice for one of my students. She's very strong, and I wanted to give her a challenge and give her something that I felt like she may enjoy, and I hope that you will enjoy it as well. Like I said, it is a power flow, so you will be, you'll be there. There'll be some core work, a lot of upper body work, a lot of lower body work. You're gonna get the full. You're gonna get the full thing here. So, for this practice, hopefully you have available to you a couple of blocks, a bolster, maybe a strap. And if you don't, you can stop the recording and maybe get some things that you can use in place of those. But if you have them, that's great. So where I want you to start is I want you to set up two blocks and a bolster on top, or whatever you have. Like if you have at home a couple of books and a big pillow, that'll work as well. Because what I want you to do is, this is one of my absolute favorite restorative poses, is I want you to start in supported uttanasana. So you can have your feet either together or hips width apart, whatever feels good for you. For me, for some reason, I just feel better when my toes are touching. So, like raise your hands above your head, and then with a straight back, fold forward and place your forearms on the bolster. Draw that navel into the spine. Let that head hang. And just breathe. Be sure to have a slight bend in your knees, or bend your knees generously. Whatever you need to do to feel comfortable in this pose. We'll be here for a few minutes. And really just let that head hang so that you can get a nice release in that spine. You can place your hands on top of the bolster if you like, and just rest your head there. Just breathe and just be in the moment. And the reason I like this pose is because as Westerners, we spend so much time sitting that I feel like this is just a good way to start. This is a good thing to do throughout the day, to stand up from your desk and just, let it all go. Just hang it. Just hang here. Get a little bit of stretch in your hamstring. Get your head below your heart. For me, nothing feels better than that. It's a very calming thing. Anytime your head is below your heart, it helps to lower your blood pressure, your heart rate. Those bad stress hormones. You can also take this time to set an intention for your practice, or to dedicate your practice to someone or to yourself. Just more than anything, just be in the moment and just breathe. Now close your lips and start. We're going to start with our ujjayi, breathing in through our nose and out through our nose. In and out. This is the breath that I want you to maintain throughout the practice. There are going to be challenging moments through the practice, and you'll need your breath to get through. And you need your breath to live. So you definitely need your breath to make it through this, make it through this practice. It'll make things so much easier to get through this calming Ujjayi breath. Two more full breaths here. On your next inhale, take your hands out to the side. Raise up slowly, take your hands above your head, and then down to your heart center. Before we get started with our flow, let's do a couple of standing sun salutes. Take your hand above your head. To the side and forward fold to your Uttanasana. And you can come back to your supported Uttanasana, or you can take your hands down to the floor. You're going to inhale to your Ardha Uttanasana, flat back, and then exhale to Uttanasana. Raise up. And hands to heart center on the exhale. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, come all the way back up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, you can move your bolster and your blocks to the side for now. And we will move on to our tabletop. And what I want you to remember in your tabletop is that a lot of people just come here and hang out. That's not what this is about. You should really, this should be an active pose. Everything that you do, you should put some effort into it, or there's no point in doing it. Have your knees directly below your hips. Have your wrists directly below your shoulders. Spread your fingertips out. You want to have an even distribution of your energy. Really press into the mat and externally rotate those biceps. Warming up that upper back. That back should be spread wide and open. And breathe. Now you're going to curl your toes, and then I want you to raise up off your knees about a couple of inches. And hold it there. And then I want you to do, I guess we can call this dancing table legs. And just wave your legs back and forth, up on your toes. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. You press in, and then lower your knees to the mat. Take your chest through your biceps on an inhale, and then curl that back on an exhale. Inhale, push that chest through. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. Now come back to center. Nice strong tabletop. Curl those toes. Raise up one more time. Dancing table legs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. And if you like, you can go back into your, push your hips back and go into your child's pose. And this is where I want you to come anytime you feel the need throughout this practice. This is your safe place. Now come back up to your tabletop. Curl those toes. And go into your first downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, you're pretty much gonna have the same sort of position. Your hips are just in a different place. You want to have your hands about hips, shoulders width apart. Your feet about hips width apart. You want to push. You really push into the palms of your hands, and you want to have your pointer fingers, your index fingers pointed at 12 o'clock. Externally rotate those biceps and let that head hang between those biceps. Just let your head hang. Draw that navel into the spine. Really lift your hips and press those heels toward the floor. It's not important that they reach the floor. And keep just a slight bend in those knees. Never ever lock your knees. We're going to start on the left leg. Bring that right foot in just an inch or two toward the center of your mat. Raise that left leg. Be sure that your toes are pointed toward the mat and that your hamstrings are pointed toward the ceiling. Bend that knee and open that hip. Be sure to keep your shoulders square to the mat. You're only opening your hip, that left hip. Then raise up on the fingertips of that left hand. Turn to the side of your right foot. And pretend as if you're going to flip the dog, but you're not going to. You're just going to go halfway. You're going to really lift that right hip. Then you're going to bring it forward and come into your side plank. Any variation, if you need to, you can lower that knee. You can stagger your feet. Just be sure that you keep a nice lift there. And you're ready to lift that top leg. And then step forward, going into triangle pose. You want to have that back foot at about 45 degrees, turn toward the right front corner of your mat. The left foot straight ahead. Bring your torso directly above your hips. Have both hands straight out, and then press that back hip back as far as you can while you're reaching forward like you're reaching for that front wall, and then lower that left hand to the mat, to your shin, or if you have a block nearby, to the top of that block. Most important thing, or one of the most important things, keep a lift. Do not dump into the pose. You want to have a nice lift. Keep a slight bend in that front knee. Raise that bottom arm and then take the top arm over as if you're holding a beach ball. Get that nice core work in, nice open chest, and breathe. Reverse that triangle, taking that right hand down the back of that right leg. Get a nice side stretch there. Breathe. Come back into your triangle pose. And then bend that front knee to go into your side angle. Sweep that front hand in front of your, the top arm in front of your face, and then take it overhead for extended side angle. Raise that bottom arm, beach ball. More core work. Windmill those hands to the mat. This time raising your right leg, shifting forward over the palms of your hands. Lower down into your three-legged chaturanga. Hold it there. Raise up. And then come back into your three-legged dog. And then bring that foot to meet the left foot. Downward facing dog. Raise that right leg. Open that hip. Raise up on the fingertips of that right hand. Half flip that dog. Going to the nice edge of that left foot. Then bring that leg back for side plank. Any variation will do. Raise that leg and then step forward with that right leg, opening up into triangle pose on your right side. Get the block. And breathe. Sweep that top hand in front of your face, taking it overhead. Raise that bottom arm. Beach ball. Core work. Reverse that triangle. Sliding that left hand down the back of that left leg. Come back into your triangle pose. And then bend that right knee. Side angle pose. Sweep that hand in front of your face, the top hand. Then over for extended side angle. Bring that bottom arm up. Beach ball. Windmill those hands down to the mat. This time raise that left leg. Shift forward over those hands. Lower down into your three-legged chaturanga. Raise up. And then bring that foot down to meet. All right. And breathe. You can take this time to go into your child's pose. Or you can stay right here in your downward facing dog. Just remember to breathe. Raise that left leg. Open that hip. Shift to the nice edge of that right foot. Raising those fingertips from the mat. Raising the palm to your fingertips. And then bring that leg back to go into your side plank. Raise that top leg. Step forward. Triangle pose. Sweep that hand in front of your face. Raise that bottom arm. Beach ball. Reverse. Back to your triangle pose. Bend that knee, side angle. Sweep that hand in front of your face and over for extended side angle. Raise that bottom arm. Beach ball. Now shift forward, taking your fingertips about 6 to 12 inches in front of your left foot. Raise that top leg, that right leg. Half moon pose. Take the fingertips of your right hand to the mat. Raise your left hand. Revolve half moon. And breathe. Lower that right foot to the mat. Be sure that your feet are about hips width apart, as if you're on train tracks, but train tracks are wider, but you know what I mean. And then keep that hand raised. You're going into your revolve triangle. Windmill those hands down to the mat. Raise that right leg. Shift forward over the palms of those hands. Lower down, chaturanga. Raise up. Three-legged dog. And then take that foot to meet the left foot. Raise that right leg. Open that hip. Come up on the fingertips of your right hand. Go into the knife's edge of your left foot. Half flip the dog. Open up into your side plank. Raise that leg. And then step forward. And open up into your triangle pose on the right side. Handy block there. Open up. Sweep that arm in front of your face and take it over. Then raise that bottom arm. Peace ball. Reverse that triangle. Come back into your triangle pose. Bend that knee, extend it for side angle, sorry. Sweep that arm in front of your face. Take it over for extended side angle. Raise that bottom arm. Shift forward, taking your fingertips about 6 to 12 inches. Bring my foot back. And open up into half moon on your right side. Run out of space on this side. Now you're going to lower your left hand to the mat. Left fingertips preferably. You really don't want to jump into it. And then open. Raise that right arm and open up into your revolved half moon. Lower that back foot to the mat. Back hips width apart. Revolve triangle. Windmill those hands down to the mat, raising that left leg. Shift forward over the palms of those hands. Lower down into three-legged chaturanga. Raise back up. Three-legged dog. Bring that foot down and meet the other foot. You stay here in your downward facing dog, or you can rest in your child's pose. And breathe. Walk your hands back to your feet. And just hang there in Uttanasana. Take your hands out to the side, raise up, all the way up, hands over your head, and then hands to heart center. Now what I want you to do, we're going to do chair. I'm going to spend a little time in chair before we go back to our flow. Bring your hands to heart center. Have your feet either together or hips width apart. Like I said, I just feel more comfortable with my toes touching. I don't know why. Okay, so push those hips back, bend those knees, but you want to have a nice, long, straight back. And chair pose. Really draw that navel in. I can't go very far in chair because of my knees. So, you know, like, it's just what your body is capable of doing. However far you're capable of going is what's important. Bring your hands to heart center. Extend that torso and then twist over to your right. Back to center. Bring your hands back to heart center. Extend that torso and twist over to your left. Come back to center. Stand up, hands over your head. And then hands back to heart center. We're about to do what I call my chaturanga drill. We're going to do our sun salute. We're going to hands forward into our Uttanasana. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to Uttanasana. And then we're going to step out into our plank pose. The first set, 10 push-ups. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And breathe. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Ardha Uttanasana. Fold forward into Uttanasana. Raise up. Hands to heart center. Hands above your head. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Step back into your plank pose. This set, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Step back into your plank pose. 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Just 2 more sets. Walk your feet forward. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to Uttanasana. Inhale, raise up, hands above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Step back into your plank pose. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Lower down. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. Just 1 to go. Walk your feet forward. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold to Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Step back into your plank pose. Last set. 1 and 2. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. You can drop your knees to the mat. Spread your knees and push your hips back into your child's pose. Bring your hands back towards your face. Bring your knees back together. You're on tabletop. Curl those toes. Push those hips up. Back into your downward facing dog. And breathe. Now we're going to go back through that flow 3 more times. But we're going to hold the poses for a shorter amount of time. We're just going to go through each posture on our breath. Raise that left leg. Inhale. Exhale. Open that hip. Slide to the knife's edge of that right foot. Inhale. Then raise that hand up into your side plank. Step forward. Exhale. Into your triangle pose. Raise up. Inhale. Exhale. Lower that hand. Sweep that hand in front of your face over for extended triangle. Bring the other arm up for your beach ball. Inhale. Flip back into your reverse triangle. Inhale, go back into your triangle pose. Exhale. Next exhale, bend that knee, side angle. Sweep that arm in front of your face and over and exhale, extended triangle. Inhale, exhale, beach ball. Slide forward, shift forward rather. Bringing that left hand to the mat about 6 to 12 inches into your half moon. Lower that right arm, that right hand. Revolve half moon. Lower that foot. Revolve triangle. Windmill your hands to the mat. Raise that right leg. Shift over the palms of your hands. Lower down into your three-legged chaturanga. Hold it there. Inhale, exhale. And then come back to your downward facing dog. Raise that right leg. Open that hip. Right over halfway. Open up into your side plank. Oops, not the fall. Step forward. Triangle pose. Sweep that arm over. Beach ball. Reverse triangle. Come back into your triangle pose. Bend that knee. Extended side angle with your beach ball. Shift forward. Half moon pose. Lower that left arm, hand. Revolve half moon. Lower that back foot to the mat. Revolve triangle. Take that right leg back. Shift forward. Lower down. Back up. Raise that left leg. Open that hip. Come up on the fingertips, half flip the dog. Side plank. Raise that top leg. Step forward. Triangle. Beach ball. Reverse that triangle. Back to triangle. Bend that front knee. Sweep that hand in front of your face. Over for extended side angle. Beach ball. Shift forward. Half moon pose. Lower that right hand. Revolve half moon. Lower that back leg. Revolve triangle. Windmill your hands down to the mat. Raise that right leg. Shift forward. Lower down. Hold it. Inhale. Exhale. Three-legged dog. Bring that. Raise that right leg. Open that hip. Come to your fingertips and to the nice edge of that foot. Side plank. Raise that top leg. Step forward. Raise up. Triangle pose. Oh, I'm sorry. Almost forgot our beach ball. Beach ball. Reverse that triangle. Back to triangle pose. Bend that knee for side angle. Sweep that arm in front of your face. Extended side angle. And then beach ball. Shift forward into your half moon pose. And then lower that left hand and revolve your half moon. Lower that foot for revolve triangle. And then windmill your hands down to the mat. Three-legged dog. Shift forward. Three-legged chaturanga. Raise up. Raise that left leg. Open up. Half flip the dog. Oops. Side plank. Raise that top leg. Triangle pose. Sort of forgetting where I am. Sweep that arm in front of your face. Moving too fast. Beach ball. Reverse that triangle. Go back into your triangle pose. Bend that knee, side angle. Extended side angle. And beach ball. Shift forward. Half moon pose. Lower that right hand. Revolve that half moon. Lower that foot. Revolve triangle. Move your hand down to the floor. Raise that leg. Shift forward. Lower down into your three-legged chaturanga. Lift back up. And then lower that foot to meet that one. And breathe. Last side. Raise that right leg. Open up that hip. Go to your fingertips into the nice edge of that left foot. Half flip the dog. Then go into your side plank. Raise that top leg. Step forward. Triangle pose. Sweep that arm in front of your face. Beach ball. Reverse that triangle. Back to your triangle pose. Bend that knee to extend it to a side angle. Sweep that arm in front of your face and over for extended side angle. And then your beach ball. Shift forward. Raising that back leg to half moon pose. Lowering that left hand. Oops, sorry. Open up into your revolve that half moon. Lower that back foot to the mat. Revolve triangle pose. Lower both hands to the mat. Raise that leg one more time. Shift forward. Lower down into your three-legged chaturanga. Raise back up. Three-legged dog. Bring the foot to meet the other foot. And breathe. Nice place for a child's pose here if you need it. Walk your feet to your hands. And just hang there in Uttanasana. Raise all the way up, hands over your head. Then hands to heart center. Adjusting some things. Okay. Raise your hands above your head. Forward fold. Raise up into Ardha Uttanasana. And then forward fold into your Uttanasana. Raise all the way up. Bring hands to heart center. Hands above your head. And then forward fold. Come down to your knees. And I want you to get your blocks. You may only need one, or you may only prefer one. I like to do two. We're going to go into supported shoulder stand. Shoulder stand is a tricky pose, so I'm not comfortable with teaching it yet. So I like to do this because it feels so good, first of all, and it feels really good on your back. And you still get the benefits, like of having your head below your heart. So lay back on your back. Bring your feet in towards your bottom, and then raise up into your bridge pose. And then slide the blocks under, or, well, I think this is the better way. You can slide the blocks under. We'll just do one block. Put it on the medium setting. I usually do plow, but I don't want to teach plow. So we'll just do it, like we'll start with our supported bridge pose first of all. And just breathe. And then raise one leg and then the other. And this is your supported shoulder stand. And this feels so good to me after everything that we've done. I hope it does the same for you. I'm going to be here for a little bit, so just relax into the pose. If you prefer to go back to your supported bridge, that's perfectly fine. I just like having my legs up. Like you can even go toward the wall. That feels so good. And it's just such a calming pose. And I think that is necessary after what we just put ourselves through. I think that this is necessary, to just calm down and just breathe. Five more full breaths. Lower your feet back to the mat to your supported bridge pose. Remove your block. We're going to do just a little bit of core before we finish up. So just lay flat. Just lay flat, feet together, or apart, however you want to do it. But for what we're going to do, you really need your legs together. Really peel your shoulders up off the mat. Have your arms out to the side, wherever you want them. Have an open throat because we're working your core, not your neck. Raise your legs up. And then lower them down to a hover on the exhale. Hold it. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Really dig deep in there. Drawing that navel in. And exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Hold it down there and hover. Take your legs to the side. Up. Over and down. Up. Over and down. Slide over to the right. Up. Over to the left and down. To the right. Up. Over and down. Up. Over. Down. Over to the left. Up. Over and down. Over to the left. Up. Over and down, over to the left, up, over, and down. And hold it there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower everything to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Vinyasa, releasing pose, and just roll around on your back. Release that left leg to the mat. Straighten that right leg. You can either take your hands behind that hamstring, behind that calf, or if it's within your reach to your toes. And then let's just get a nice hamstring stretch. One more full breath. Grab the inside of that right foot with your right hand or the inside of your leg. And then take that leg over to your right for your inner thigh stretch. Be sure that you're keeping both shoulders planted into the mat. You can turn your head whatever direction you want. This is totally up to you. And breathe. One more full breath. Bring that leg back up to center. Bend that left knee. Cross that right ankle over that left knee. Bring that knee in towards your chest for figure 4. Pressing that right forearm into that right thigh to get that nice hip stretch. And just breathe. One more full breath. Bring both knees back into your chest. Release that right leg out. Straighten that left leg. Let's get the hamstring stretch on the left side. Grab the inside of that left foot with your right hand, with your left hand, and then open up into your inner thigh stretch on your left side. One more full breath. Bring that leg back up, bending that right knee, crossing that left ankle over that right knee, taking your hands behind that right thigh, pressing that left forearm into that left thigh for your hips, for that nice hip stretch and that figure four on the left side. And breathe. Release out of that, bringing both knees into your chest. Taking your arms out to the side, dropping your knees over to your right. Bring your knees back to center, and then dropping your knees over to the other side. Come back to center. Grab around your shins one more time, rolling around the spine. Releasing your legs to the mat, taking your feet to either corner of your mat. Taking your hands out to the side and just sinking into your mat, into your final resting pose, Shavasana. And just stay here for 3 to 5 minutes or however long you need to. If you want to hang out here for 10 minutes, that's perfectly fine. I've done it. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today, and I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Namaste.